Hey YouTube, Firestar307 here, and I have a new take on an old deck, so to speak. It's T.G.s if you can't tell already, but it's got a few new cards since, Tengu's not really so usable, and this guy's down to 1 now. But it's my own build, inspired by a few other builds that I found on YouTube, but we'll just go into the deck list then. And you've got the 1 striker, obviously. It's T.G.s, they float, they grab one another. When they die, he's your tuner. Excuse me, but he's pretty much your main tuner that you're going to sync or summon with anything in the deck. But yeah, striker, and then 3 werewolves. And then you've got 3 rush rhinos and pretty much basic TG engine. And then the newer, not really tech because it fits in with the deck quite well, but 3 saber tigers. But this guy's great because he searches like a gadget. He goes up to 2,000 while under skill drain, or if you have 2 of them on the field. So if you summon him first turn and set like warning, bottomless, deep prison, any of that sort of thing, then you can summon the second one next turn, search for the third one, thin out your deck, and have 4k on the board to attack your opponent directly, possibly. And then it's a stun deck of sorts, so Thunder King, and I run 2 of that. And then it is a deck that you run Skill Drain in, and Horn of the Phantom Beast. So 2 Beast King Barbaros, and I know there are skill drains and all sorts of stuff in here, but I like the 1 Veiler just in case you don't have the skill drains or what have you and whatnot, and partially because I was too lazy to find my 3rd skill drain. It's somewhere in my room, I'm sure, but yeah, the 1 Veiler. That's my monster lineup. And then onto the spells, there's so many of them. Avarice Pot of Dualities, Dark Hole, and Monster Reborn. Yeah, lots and lots of spells. Dualities, because it's a stun deck. You want to go through your deck as quick as possible to get to the pieces you need. Those 2 are just good, and this to put back your TGs so you can just keep going. Or maybe your Tigers if you need to. And then lastly, most of the deck, as you can see, traps. TGM1, I run 1 of this card because, I mean, as amazing as it is, with only 7 potential targets total in the deck, even though it's really easy to get to them, it's not as good anymore. It's still really fun to watch your opponent attack with a Shien, activate a Deep Prison, they activate Shien's effect and negate, and then you activate this and take their Shien. It's still one of the best things you can do with this card, and it never gets old. Horn of the Phantom Beast. One of the best traps ever, was totally overlooked right away, and is amazing. Adds 800 onto one of your Beast or Beast Warrior type monsters, and when you destroy a monster by battle and send it to the graveyard with that monster, you draw a card. So of course I run this in 3. And then my wonderful rare and DT skill drains that are completely unmatched, and they have another rare one somewhere. But for the moment, I'm only running 2, and it seems to work out fairly well at 2. I'd probably sideboard the 3rd one if I were going to put it in. But Skill Drain, it kills a lot of today's meta, like Inzectors, which is really a lot of what this deck has issues with. 1 Call the Haunted, calling Beast King back is amazing and hilarious, or calling back that TG that they warning to get going again, or Call of the Haunted, Photon Saber Tiger when they attack into your other one. And then Starlight Road, I run 2 because Heavy Storm is a pain. You want to be able to set as much back row as you can to protect that 1 monster, maybe the 2 that you drew, and just keep them out there. So Starlight Road lets you do that, and it lets you sort of kind of overextend. So like you can bait out like Mirror Forces and Torrentials by just summoning that extra monster, and if you have this, you just know you're safe. Compulse. I run 2 of them. Compulse is one of my favorite traps. It has been for a while. Especially since a lot of people at my locals have been switching over to heroes. It gets rid of Shining without them getting anything back. It gets rid of Zero without your stuff blowing up. It's just, it gets rid of like stuff like Stardust and T.G.s and Dolka, all that stuff right away without any trouble. And then 2D prisons, again, mismatched, just like the skill drain, just like the compulses. I don't know why, I kind of like doing that. Some people say it's bad, but at the same time, they don't get clumped together as easily. Stop stuff from attacking you. Yeah, it's D prison. Bottomless trap holes, great now that priority's gone. I mean, it's always been amazing. Again, I was switching back to it a little because of all the hero players like at my locals. And then 2 torrentials works amazing with this deck. You can just set this, set a werewolf, say go, your opponent, just summon something, torrential, you don't lose anything, and you destroyed their monster. 1 Dark Bribe. This, I like the 1 Dark Bribe. Not 2, definitely not 3, but 1. This has saved me so many times. Like, if you warning something and your opponent just needs to get it on the board and they judgment it, more often than not I've had this. Like, maybe that's just luck on my part, but I really, really like having the 1 bribe in this deck, and it's kind of like an extra insurance in case like your opponent goes, ha, random MST shot in the dark, hits your Starlight Road, and they're like, haha, I have you now, and then they play Heavy Storm, and you're like, Dark Bribe? You mad, bro? Take a card. And then they're like, who runs that? Who runs that, really? And then, of course, Solemn Brigade, la la la. And that is the main deck. The extra deck consists of a few exceeds. You do the usual stuff you run. This guy's amazing. Works great under Skill Drain and Utopia and Utopia Big a Derp. And then T.G. Power Gladiator. I like this guy. He has piercing. He's won me a couple of games because of that, which is really funny. Because most people don't expect that out of a stun deck. And he's like Wonder Magician. When he's destroyed, you get to draw a card. And then Wonder Magician, my favorite synchro in this deck, and probably one of my favorite synchro monsters. She's so freaking awesome. Just, yeah. But, and she's also a tuner, which is even cooler. She is one of the coolest things ever. She is a main deck out to decks that main deck Royal Decree. I would never run this deck if I didn't have her. She destroys a spell trap when she's summoned, and she's got the Formula Synchron effect that you can synchro with her during your opponent's turn. So she's pretty awesome. And then Hyper Librarian. People still synchro. Synchros aren't that dead. I'm showing you synchros that I'm running right now. I mean, this deck, I split for top 2 at my locals a couple of times now with it. This guy still lets you draw cards. Still good. Catastor, obvious. Bryanak, yeah. There should be 2 Stardusts. Oh yeah, and there should be a Bryanak in here. Or not Bryanak, but Barkion in here. I don't remember where I put it. It's in my boxes room somewhere. But there'd be 2 Stardusts in here. One of them is also somewhere else. But Stardusts. You have 2 Starlight Roads. You run the Stardusts. 1 Scrap Dragon. Just for those cases where you go Wonder Mission and have a werewolf, but you just need something big to get out. And signed by DJ Miles. Yay. And then Mistworm for those, yeah. This guy should really be a Trishula. And there should really be a Tengu, so I can go Striker, Werewolf, Tengu, Trishula. Get another Tengu. You mad, bro? I miss that play. I really do. This is one of my favorite decks to play. And then that's the extra, and now for the side. This is really preference. Again, heroes, so I run the 1 Kinetic Soldier, and there's Sams at my locals too. So my locals is a little funky, but it works. 1 Kinetic Soldier, 2 Snowmans, works. It's all right for my locals. Like, it works okay against heroes. It's great against dinos. Works fairly decent against stun matchups, and it's another level 3. 1 DD Crow. and one more Veiler, just hand traps, Inzectors, if they show up. One zombie world. There's like 3 people have randomly switched to playing Monarchs at my locals, and I don't know if any of you remember, this is amazing side against Monarchs. Nobody contributes summon for anything except for zombies. So you play this, and they're pretty much out cold until they can get a Heavy Storm or MSTs. It's one of the funniest things ever. And then Smash Ground, Dino Rabbits, blah, that stuff. 2 Chalices for when the people side in Decrees, because they still work. And they're hilarious with Barbaros and Saber Tiger during the damage step. Again with my random side deck for my locals, Crevice into the Different Dimension. It's kind of a troll card against one of my friends, because he, I forget what deck it was he used to use, and I sided this in against him, and he hated me for it. But he's playing Heroes now, and it's Fusion Gate Heroes, so, you know, he summons Prisma, dumps Ocean. I'm like, okay, summon the next turn he dumps the other Ocean. Then I go and activate, then he activates Miracle Fusion, then I activate this, and then he hates me all over again. 1 Chain Dis, random decks, Dinos, Rabbits now, woohoo, that sort of thing. 2 Shadow Mirrors for Inzectors, and then 2 MSTs for people who side in Decrees. And there should probably really be a Heavy Storm in here, but like 1-2 people side in Decrees at my locals, maybe. But yeah, so that's T.G.s, my new T.G. deck. Yeah, so let me know what you think about it. Tips are welcome and whatnot. And comment, rate, subscribe, and all that stuff. I'll see you next time, YouTube. Bye.